This is the mystery spot.
Déjate bien,
Nice smashed penny.
Long time. Welcome back. How long ago was it?
About 40 years ago.
Okay, well at that time we had a dirt path here. There were tree poles on there, and there were not many flowers and no benches. So, welcome back. Don't stay away so long. Let's find out where folks are from. Where are you guys from?
From Fresno area.
Fresno area. You're probably kind of cool here, huh? How about you guys? Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago. Chicago.
Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Fremont.
Fremont. San Jose. Local. Mexico. Mexico. We have 170 countries. The way I became a guide, I came out here many, many times trying to figure the place out. I brought my own compass, my own ball, my own level. I was walking down the hill, and one of the guides said, "Would you like to work here?" I said, "Yes, and I've been here a little over 16 years part-time."
No kidding.
The mystery spot boundary line goes between these two cement blocks, between two trees, around the hillside, with the cabin being across from the center and back down. Since the boundary line is here, you're half in and half out. But yours half is here. Now you're out. Except your foot. You guys are all inside feeling mysterious. You guys are seeing become mysterious. Now the boundary line was actually determined through surveying footage. You bring an ohm meter up here, which measures electrical resistance. It will fluctuate and go up and down right on the boundary line. A couple inches in front and then it counts. So part of the charm of this spot is the fact that it starts and stops suddenly. It's not gradually in the air. This side, you see. Thanks for volunteering. I'm going to get you to stand on the boards here. Thank you for that. On the boards, didn't you see over here off to the foot left?
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Now, the boundary line is here. I'm in the mystery spot. You're outside. Look straight across. Notice your eye level. Okay. Hold places. Going into the mystery spot, and you're on your way to become the leprechaun. Whoa!
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is level or flat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Level.
How the bills track?
Guys, look at one.
Wow. Not very good.
Yeah, I took it.
Notice the picture of Life magazine. You can see on the folks are leaning. That's a 17-degree lean. Pretty soon that's going to be us doing that. Down below there, Ripley's Believe It or Not, the world famous television show. This went out 3 years ago. They said it's impossible to stand straight here. Believe it or not. That's actually one of the theories as to what's going on here. Outside the mystery spot, we stand straight. When we step across the boundary line, we begin to lean. If you have two people the same height, one person's leaning, you could have a little difference in height. Not 4 to 6 inches though, maybe a half inch or 2 inches. That way. So when we step over here, we're standing straight. When we step over here, we're leaning. Now one of the guys I worked with, he was here for about 18 years. This really bugged him. He goes, when we step into this spot, we lean. Not many people even ask that question. They just go, well, you lean into this spot. And when he retired, he showed me this. This is not part of the show. I'll be showing you a few little things. They're extras. They're much small pieces. This is like a plumb bob. It's hanging straight up and down. The mystery spot boundary line is here. Watch the angle of the string here. When it hits the boundary, you're going to see it hesitate and change angle. It's like it's resisting something. Yeah. I'll do that again. Kind of subtle. When it hits the boundary, it's like it's working against something. And that's one of the better theories, that there's a gravitational magnetic force going down this way. When we step across the boundary line, we begin to feel it. So we start moving again. And in the 16 plus years I've been here, it's one of the best explanations I've heard for why. Oh, let me show you this one. This demonstration I love to do, but it only works if there's no breeze at all. Right now it's pretty still, so it may work. And if it's right on the boundary line, I can feel just a little bit of a tension there. I think it'll work. It's kind of cool when it does.
Wow.
Now, if you were lucky enough to be able to balance a blue cone, it would be straight up and down. It wouldn't be leaning at the moment. One day I had a kid stand over here and goes, hey, what's up with that? I said, oh, somebody's keeping the hill and the rest in a hurry. He was probably surprised about the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm getting covered over. Amazing right there.
Now, it's not just people that lean up here. The trees do too. It's all of us too. Leaning to the southwest. Pull the guy right on the boundary. He doesn't know which way to go.
Yeah.
Out of the spot. This tree is quite tall and straight. Let's get this nice tall guy up here for a second. He's down on the boards here, facing towards us. Now, this is not really part of the theory either, but it's rather interesting. 13 years ago, we had a very clever science group up here. One of their theories was maybe we're looking up the hillside and judging the height, or maybe this is an optical illusion of the background or something. That's what I thought when I first started. They took 8-foot-high white sheets and blocked off the background. The theory being if you take away the background, it actually takes away the mystery. Actually just got a little more mysterious. You'll notice you can't see behind me. Notice where your eye level is. You're looking about there. If this is all an optical illusion with a background, that means this is not going to work.
Right.
Go ahead and change places. And once again, I'm a little guy. Way over my head, can't see him. Maybe turn around, face the opposite direction. Now,
On the same board? Okay.
Look down at your feet. And you'll notice that you're looking right at your feet. Now
Right.
remember how that looks, okay? You
Okay.
guys notice how he's standing. He's standing straight, but he's outside the Mr. Spot. Okay, kind of remember this perspective. Good.
Mhm.
And maybe turn around now, and maybe stand over here, facing that way. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice he's not standing straight now. He's leaning. He feels straight, though. And when you look down, you're looking over your feet. Not at your feet. Now, here's the weird part. Try to lean back a little bit, see your feet from the same angle. You can't do it. You start to fall over.
Right.
Great, thanks. Well, we're going to head up the hill. I think you've all got pretty good shoes. If you find yourself slipping, hang on to the rail. You want to come down safely. Now, at this point, we're inside the Mr. Spot. The boundary line goes between the two trees around the hillside. You listen to the forest, the most is quite calm. They're all birds. You hear birds on the outside edges. They will come into the area to visit, but they don't nest here. They actually build a nest here. Now, as we walk up the hillside, about halfway up, it feels a little unusually heavy. There's going to be a lot of hiking. We'll notice it's more than others. When we turn the corner up here, it's steeper and easier to climb. So notice how your feet feel climbing the hill. That's the only that's how far you're leaning. The people around you notice how far you're leaning. Now on any hillside you lean some, but it's an accentuated lean. As we turn the corner here, it's deeper. So you'll notice that it feels like it's easier to climb. Now, one of the theories about this is when we walk up the hillside, we walk head on into this gravitational magnetic force here, so it's part of the climb. When we turn the corner, we're crossing it, so it's easier to climb. Which may or may not be the case. Check out the trees up here. This is the second growth rate with over 100 years old. You'll notice a lot of the branches are growing on the left-hand side of the trees, the shady side, away from the sun. Normally, of course, they should go toward the sun. That was pointed out to us by tree trimmers. Now, the mystery spot goes up to 4,000 feet. We've had helicopter pilots fly over it a couple of mornings. The local pilots like to buzz the place and show their friends and instruments are off. That's the local pilots. Most pilots avoid the hill as an ordinary thing. Check out this wall here. You'll see a crack in the wall from the 1989 earthquake. It's a little souvenir of that crack. And most of the guys like to think of it as kind of a wise thing. Once again, this is quite
Nó có bố विचित्र अंदर से एकदम विचित्र
This cabin was built over 60 years ago, built up the hillside before the trees were here. It slipped down off the foundation. We have picture postcards in the gift store. They show the cabin as it was years ago. Later, at some point in time, they shored the cabin up. They altered the floor, the doors, the windows. I thought it kind of exaggerated. In fact, we have a small group. Let's have you guys all come over here for a second. For close to 40 years ago, they recently, about 8 months ago, dug under the cabin, put the cement and wood pillars, and put over braces to keep the cabin from firmly sitting down. And you can also see a tree stump that was there that the cabin slipped down over. They did put new wood on the face of the cabin. What happened, the young lady put her hand on the wall, her hand went through the wall. The wood was rotten after 60 years. I said to you girls, guys, when you stand on the bottom step there facing toward each other, you get the picture. Look at the camera, look at the stage. You're going to fall. You're going to fall, right?
I don't know. Then I'll fight.
You can go inside the car. You follow me. Then you go. We'll go in short now. We get something else to show you before we go. Now, it's not just the cabin and not just the people there. We're doing the same thing. If you turn sideways and look at our face here, you can see how far you're doing also. Okay, let me all kind of gather by the fence up here for the next thing. Now, this is one of our demonstrations that changes from time to time. So when you come back, you may see something different. Sometimes we put a level on this, it will show us going uphill. Right now, this morning it's showing level. It doesn't really look like it. The ball today, when it's the green, according to the ball, it's lower that way. Kind of like rolling up a level hill. So visually it looks high. It's telling it level is high. And the ball is high. Now the ball shouldn't fall straight down. Instead it falls out. And when you get inside here, you're going to feel it. It feels like being on a boat. By the way, if you've ever asked anyone if they've ever been to the mystery spot, and they go, oh yeah, it's just a crooked cabin, the next thing you should ask them is when they came. If they came on a holiday, and we have about a 5-hour wait, 7 guys doing every 12 minutes with 40 people per tour, there is hardly any feeling up here at all. We think that many, many people may disturb the gravity magnetism, maybe absorb it. You guys are lucky. You're going to get to feel it today. It is moderate today. Sometimes it gets very strong up here. We actually have locals who will take medicine for dizziness, like Dramamine. They actually even started carrying them to the gift store because we had a couple of really strong days. And it's just random. It's just kind of not seasonal or anything. So, when you come inside, hold on to the railings to use the feeling. Come on inside.
You walk over there. Is the same over there?
Siente como si lo sale uno.
Whoa.
Oh my God, this is strong.
We got a large pendulum over here. Watch what happens when I toss this ball. By the way, this is not part of the tour either. One of the older guys shows us. You're going to see it curve. It's down. Right up here. Throw it this way and back. On a rainy day, when it rains really hard, the rain comes down. You can scan us in front of you. It's fun. See what's down at your feet. Realize how far you're going.
Oh my God.
If you wish, you can walk up the side of the wall. You can hold on or not. So, if you guys would like to try this, get some photos. And then share it.
Watch that.
You want to grab a hold of the handles? Grab a hold of the handles. Step back. Both hands. Yes, you can. Like a wheel. Hold on, find your balance and you can let go.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, don't
Take the picture. Oh my God.
Alright, I'm going now. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, someone else like to try?
It is so strong. Yeah, I mean,
It's very strong here, huh?
look at it, I'm getting pulled. Yeah.
The picture?
Huh?
You want to take the picture?
Yeah.
North, you put it clockwise. It's going counterclockwise. That's okay if you live in Australia. When we get outside, we'll show you trees going counterclockwise also. Now, the frustrating thing to scientists about this is not that it does this, it's that it doesn't do it all the time, about 80% of the time. Why the difference? I don't know. It's not seasonal. This is changing direction. You can lean at quite an angle. This actually feels okay, like you're leaning into something.
Look, Daddy, get a picture. Stay. Stay. Hang on.
Now to get back.
Get on the sidecar.
9.
Okay, guys, get a quick picture, then come on out.
So the shack is considered 30. There.
Okay, guys, come on out, please. Thank you. Okay, let's get the girls' booth. One on each end. One is here, one's there. Now, notice your height. He's pretty happy over here. Go ahead and get a photo of you.
Jordan, lean back. You're not. You're standing straight.
Okay, go ahead and change places. Whoa, look at that.
She says, go ahead. I say, you need to say.
Come on out, guys.
Get back up there.
이거 고쳐줘? 이거 고쳐줘?
Hey guys, look down. Now, you'll notice this does not look level. This looks higher, this looks lower. You are taller, you're shorter. That seems to make sense. However, according to instruments, it's level.
Wow.
The way you check a level, you just turn it around. That makes some people think maybe our level is not working, maybe it's broken. Well, if we put the level on something not level, it shows not level. The level would be about here. So we know the instrument is okay. Well, what about the ball? Well, that's kind of interesting too. According to the ball, it's not level at all. It's lower than that.
Wow.
But wait a minute, you're taller here. So, if this is level, the ball should not roll. If this is higher, as it looks, the ball should roll that way.
Yeah.
If it is indeed lower, it's okay for the ball to roll, then the level's not working, and it should be shorter, not lower. It doesn't matter how you look at this, it doesn't really make any sense.
Wow.
So what's going on here? Actually, we don't really know. One of the better theories is that there's a very heavy, dense metal in the ground, possibly a fragment of a meteorite, a star from the sky, in the ground. That the magnetism is mixing with gravity to bend light. Light reflection. Much like if you put a straw in a glass of water, and you look through it, it's like it's bending, but really not. They believe that that's happening in the air with their height. There's also an optical part in the background, which helps display this, and a magnet. Kind of a possibility. Now, if we were to stop the tour right now and say, we'll figure it out a few things, that kind of way. When we get to the next demonstration, the height changes even greater. Scientists tell us if it's a meteorite causing this, it would have to be larger than the Earth to bend that gravity. Therein lies a problem. How do you get something larger than the Earth inside of you? Scientists tell us that a neutron star, a black hole, something very small, heavy, and dense, could cause something like this. They don't believe any of those things that here. That's the mystery stuff. Check out the trees up here. Look at the top of the trees. They're all twisted and gnarly, kind of in a circle. Over to your left, you can see a tree doing a spiral coursing from counterclockwise. Okay, how about you trees? Let's have you guys line up here. And I can take a photo for you. Oh, stand on the wooden board because it's level. No, on the board. Yeah, get your balance. Get your balance. Okay.
Wow.
Now, two end people change. One on each end change. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Let's put you all the way in the center. Yeah. There we go. Now she's up top.
Yeah.
Good. Anybody else like a photo?
Ya, angkat dia. Terus kamu itu.
Get your balance.
નજીક આવી જાવ બે વચ્ચે યા તો બે વચ્ચે ઉભા
Get your balance.
આ તો બદલાઈ જાવ
Get your balance.
wait battery is charging
See this nice tall guy up here. I got something to do.
yeah
Let me take your picture.
Just
Oh, no. Onto the camera.
okay.
You maybe stand here. Okay, facing this way.
You want a still camera picture?
No, well, no, I wanted a movie picture.
Okay.
So you're facing this way.
Okay.
I want you to notice and point your camera about where your eye level is. Just notice where your eye level is. Okay.
Okay.
Put the camera there and slide your feet and slowly walk forward here. And you'll notice it feels level the whole time. But you notice something comes tricky. You're getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Drop down about 19 inches. And now you have that on videotape.
wow.
Let me get you stand on the end there. Notice our height. I'm a big guy. Okay, we'll change. Hold on there if you need to. It's a little busy. I'm a little guy. Quite a big guy. Now notice how you feel here. Take a step through here and notice the change. By the way, if anyone has a headache, if you're dizzy, put your hand on the wrong wall and move around and you can do that. Maybe it isn't good. Hold up. Great. Now, this is where we talk about the history of the industry. Originally, it was the Native American Indian tribe, the Ohlone Indians, that first discovered this area. And there were two stories. One is that they worshipped up here. They thought this was rather mystical and magical and heightened. You can imagine if you were in a forest and you looked at someone afraid of Christ, so it's kind of heightened how you feel. Another story is they were superstitious. They wanted nothing to do with the place. Probably was a little bit of both. Later, a private family purchased the land, and their children would play here. This is a dirt path in a neighborhood hangout. They just thought it was fun to be tall and short. They didn't care about why. Their parents did not like this. They thought it was very strange, couldn't explain it, maybe even thought it was evil. So in 1940, they sold the property to get rid of it. The people who purchased the property wondered why it was so cheap and reasonable, actually what was wrong with it. At that time, there was nothing built up here. They sent a surveyor up the hillside. He felt a little dizzy. Pulled out a compass and went from north to south. They thought people would find this to be interesting and developed it for tourists and families. How did the whole family do? How did you get that up? Let's get the girls on this side. Now you'll notice that it feels level or flat to your feet. Look up and down the row and notice your height. Girls are looking kind of tall. Get a glimpse into the future. Now the two girls go on this side and you guys go on that side and check out the difference. It's really quite remarkable.
Wow.
They're munchkins.
That's better.
Yeah. Is it that one go?
It went to a black screen. I don't know. You want to check it?
Must be the mystery spot. Is better? Oh, charge better. It's okay.
Okay, you guys want a photo?
Yeah. That's better.
You want to stand here? Better? Are you better here?
Okay, two outside switch.
Oh,
she got tiny.
But you wanted it like that?
Yeah, two.
Why the clocks? I noticed there's clocks. Atomic clock. Guess that's it. Okay.
For the tour.
I was thinking, maybe are they off or something?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. They're atomic clocks, so
Yeah.
they do get off sometimes, but they're really important when we're busy. It's like a 5-hour wait because the tours have to run all the time.
Yeah.
I look short.
Yeah, well, not as short as I am, but
Scoot
yeah.
down that road. Now you look short.
There you go.
Now you're a little guy.
And that's level.
Go ahead and change.
Change.
And look at the difference.
Now I'm off my height.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, you'll notice that this does not look level. It actually looks higher. But any instrument will show it level or flat. And one of the scientists was out here said, well, let's take that as a theory. Let's say that this actually is higher, you're taller, slower, you're shorter. Then the mystery is, why does any level show it level? His theory was, much like the moon affects the ocean, it could be a magnetic disturbance of a level. Well, I ran into a problem with that theory. A level is very sensitive. You tip it up and down a little bit, it goes way off. If there's a magnetism making this not work right, it would have to be very easy, very gentle. It means your height difference would be very little. The height difference is quite great here, anywhere from 10 to 18 inches. Another problem with that theory is if this is just higher and lower, to get this much difference in height, you'd have to have a slope like that. That means if you slide your feet on here, you get the hillside. You can slide your feet all the way across and see it perfectly right. I had a German carpenter come up here. He goes, I'll be right back. He goes down to his truck. He comes back with an 8-foot level. He puts it down. He goes, that's good. It's level. Laid down on his stomach. He sighted the cement. He goes, it's level. We're looking eye to eye. We traded places. He's looking about 10 inches over my head. I said, do you see a difference? He goes like this. 9. I was kind of surprised. I said, you don't see a difference? He shook his head no. That kind of puzzled me at first, and then I got thinking about why. He's a carpenter. Every day of his life depends on a level. He put his level down, it shows level, it's the same height. Logic. I can't see a difference. He was looking with his mind, not his eyes. Mm-hmm. Later, we're walking down the hillside. We get about halfway down, and he stops and starts scratching his head. I go, what's the matter? He goes, this place is bizarre. When he thought back, it just didn't make sense. Now, there's a lot of discrepancies in the mystery spot. The other 2 demonstrations, they did not look level. They showed level, and the ball rolled past. Same level, same ball. Here, it just sits. It responds as a level surface. You give it a push, it doesn't want to do anything. Why? It's the mystery spot. And yet, if you watch the top of my hat, if I slide across, it looks like I'm getting short. Now, don't feel bad if you can't figure this out. We can't either. We look at it as a quirk of nature, but it has some mistakes. By the way, the mystery spot's been open to the scientific community for over 60 years. They've shot lasers up here to measure people, weigh people. They're 3 or 4 pounds lighter in the morning, 4 pounds heavier in the afternoon, but only with electronic scales. The regular scale is 6 on fine. They brought chickens, rabbits, cats, dogs, ducks, mice, all kinds of animals up here to see the effects on them. They're just like people. They get dizzy. They did studies on meditation, studies on sleep. And now most of them look at this as a gravity anomaly, just kind of a quirk of nature. We no longer have scientists that do this more as an entertainment now, where we screw around people, but we still have physics classes looking at write papers and things. So, you guys have any questions or any answers?
How old is that cabin?
60 years.
60 years?
Yeah, 60 years.
Yeah, it was there just like that? They built it like that?
No, they built it 15 feet up the hillside before the trees were there. It slipped down and came to rest against these trees, and then later they altered the floors. It's never been used to live in there, and it's always been used for the tour demonstration.
So it just kept on sliding?
Yeah, 15 feet down the hill.
Because of rain or mud or
whatever.
You mind to set your level so I can take close-up picture?
Sure.
Take it on. Thank you.
Back of this.
All right.
Good. Now, I'll show you something really trippy. Let me have you come up for a second. Let me have you stand on the side here, facing for the people. Now, this is very interesting. We did this demonstration with National Geographic. They came up here about 13 years ago. It's one of their favorite demonstrations because, like the umbrella experiment down below, it gets away from the background. You can block off the background as it works. I have him looking away from the fences. Now, we're not saying that the fences don't help display this. They do, but they don't explain this. Notice your eye level. Go ahead and look this way. Look this way. Notice your eye level. I'm going to walk by you. Just watch me as I go by. Looks like I'm going down.
Yeah.
I'm looking up from here to here. It's like I'm going upstairs.
There you go.
You can use the frames of your glasses as a reference. But this shows now. Let me get you to stand on the end over here. Check out our height. I'm a big guy now. We'll change places. You can slide your feet on there. It's level. And look at that. Wow. Now, our nice tall guy, we got to get you up here. Let me get you on the end over here. Let's get you in there. Look at each other and notice your height. He's very happy now.
Yeah.
You want to see him? He's a munchkin. Quite a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, let me get you stand in front of me, facing that way. Notice your shoulder height comes right to about my upper lip. Your head comes a little bit over my thing there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll change places. And now, I'm quite short. And it's a measurable difference. Your shoulder height is now at my eyes.
Right.
No, my head. Quite simple. Okay.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Have you heard about there's another spot
Here,
somewhere?
I collected them. I'll go through them first. See if I name the one that you're at. Years ago, in fact, I started collecting different places. I put them in two categories. One is optical cabins. Knott's Berry Farm, Ponderosa Ranch in Tahoe, Calico Ghost Town. Those are all optical. One in Germany, one in France. There's one in Oregon called the Oregon Vortex, and that's like here. You close your eyes, feel it, pull out a compass, it will go off. There's one in Mexico called the Valley of Silencia. That one you can actually scream, yell, shout, laugh, sing, talk. You can't hear your voice, like being in a vacuum or something. I don't know why. There's one in Scotland called Electric Bray. You can drive your car down a spiral road, put it in neutral, and your car will come back to the
That's
top.
the one.
That's one of the strongest magnetic fields. There's a small magnetic field in Sacramento, actually. Then in the best one that I've actually learned about, we've literally had thousands of people go to, is in Myanmar, Burma. A gentleman came up here and he goes, I was visiting some friends, and they said, let's go push the rock. And he goes, push the rock? What do you mean? So listen. So you get a group of people together, they push this big boulder 3/4 of the way off the cliff, and it comes back. He goes, oh my gosh, how can that happen? And they said, oh, we don't know, we pushed the rock and then we have a barbecue. They weren't even concerned about it. It changed his life. He started a path around the world. He has 27 different places, all in the same meridian. And he believes that the Earth's tilt, being on its 23.5 axis, is causing these different places. He's currently writing a book on it. Now, I didn't know if he was just telling me a story or not, because he was just coming through and talked about it. About 2 months later, a couple of Burmese monks came through, complete outfit. And I just said, do you happen to know a place in Myanmar, Burma there that you push a rock? They go, how do you know? They ran out to their car, and they came back with a photograph of it. It's called JTU, and it's in the monastery there. And they look at it as a religious site. They actually say prayers to seek a spiritual awakening, push the rock, it comes back. That's the #1 spot in the world that I've learned about.
The rock goes off the cliff?
3/4 of the way off, and comes back.
Oh, okay, 3/4. Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. In fact, there's another story, I heard it from one other guy who was over there, a monk, and he said that originally, and he says the rock is still not on the ground, in other words, it's like about this much off of the ground, and that in the 1800s, monks wrote about it and said that it was actually about 5 or 6 inches off the ground. It was just like, floating there, and then people could push it and come back. And now it's like about a ½ inch or so off the ground still. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We've had people go there and come back to it. It's quite amazing. So if you're ever in Myanmar, Burma,
Burma.
do you guys know of any other places there?
You said it was a corkscrew, this road, where the cars go back up?
Yeah, Electric Bray. Yeah.
The one I've seen a picture of, it was a straight, like going up a hill, and then the car would go back up.
It's called magnetic.
It was on TV.
Yeah.
I saw it on TV.
Yeah, magnetic
Yeah.
hill.
Okay.
Now, we have one last little mystery for you, but it's a good one, and it only happens on quiet days. When we walk down the hillside, the first part feels normal. It's like we're going down a hill. When we turn the first corner, you see your weight go to your toes. That tells our minds it's steeper. It's actually steeper here. When we turn the second corner, you can see your weight go to your heels. So you walk all the way down like it's level. Now, the physics and science classes, they love that. They run up and down and up and down. You can't believe it. Because on any hill, your weight should be forward and you should be leaning backward. You don't walk down like it's level. It's one of their favorite parts of the tour. We don't normally mention this, and the reason is it doesn't happen on busy days. Whether we walk too fast to feel it, whether we disturb the gravity, absorb it, I don't know. But you notice that's very interesting. When you turn the first corner, you bend your toes, and the second corner, here. We've got some mystery spot stickers for you guys. Now, these are all over the world. They're on rickshaws in China, and Bart Simpson, the little cartoon character, has one on his refrigerator in one of the TV episodes. Their cartoon company came up here, they thought it was fun, so they drew it in. So, thanks very much for taking the tour, guys.
Thank you.
Be careful going down. As you go down, I'll give you a sticker.
So this feels like a normal hill.
gonna feel it like something new. You don't find like 4 times in the water. But they got to see you to know what you do. Number 2, I was on speaker, and the lineup by the turnstile.